get so small. We break up with lovers and friends. Make love to the rumors instead.
Time to play the game. Time to play the game. It's all about the game and how you play it. All about control, and if you can take it, all about your debt. And if you can pay it, it's all about pain. And who's gonna make it? I am the game. You don't wanna play me. I am control. No way you can shake me. I am heavy debt. No way you can pay me. I am the pain, and I know you can't take me. Look over your shoulder, ready to run like a Cleveland bitch from a smoking gun. I am the game, and I make the rules. So move on out. You can die like a fool. Try to figure out what my move's gonna be. Come on over, sucker. Why don't you ask me? Don't you forget there's a price you can pay. 'Cause I am the game and I want to play. Time to play the game. Time to play the game. It's all about the game and how you play it. It's all about control, and if you can take it, it's all about your debt. And if you can pay it, it's all about the pain. Who's gonna make it? I am the game. You don't wanna play me. I am control. There's no way you can shake me. I am your debt, and you know you can't pay me. I am your pain, and I know you can't take me. Play the game, you're gonna be the same. You're gonna change your name. You're gonna die in flames. Time to play the game.
If you smell what the rock is cooking.
Alright, and there you go. Okay, so before I started recording those entrances, I had a slight technical difficulty with Spotify being stupid and trying to play some ads, literally on the third song that I tried to play. Rock back up to his feet just as soon as Triple H was there. And then also I had to like restart the match a couple times because I'm a little bit dumb, but we don't talk about that. So yeah, those were a lot closer to being totally in sync as they were meant to. I kind of ended Triple H's a bit early because I forgot that they keep playing for a little bit after all the lights and stuff go off, but I'm going to try to get better. really the main focal point of these tournaments are supposed to be the matches, not necessarily how good the entrances are. I'm just trying to throw that in as an added bonus because I'm trying to make this the best tournament that we've had so far, because there's going to be no short matches. These superstars are going to get pushed to their limits and bring out their full potential, really. And we're just going to try to have the best tournaments we can. It's going to be our longest, our biggest, our baddest. It's going to be the EST of these tournaments. Alright, so Triple H and The Rock kind of going back and forth here in the early goings of this match. Rock currently in control, rebounding Triple H, hitting a huge clothesline on the man. Triple H getting out of that grapple from The Rock, stiff shot to the ribs. Ooh, stiff shot to the face, dropping The Rock. Rock with the counter, hitting his own shot to the ribs, gets the dragon screw leg whip. Almost couldn't speak just then because having oral difficulties. Don't even take that the wrong way because you guys know what I meant. I guess I could have said vocal. I'm sorry, that's my bad. That one's on me. I'll be good. Know your role. That indeed you should. Ooh, Triple H hitting a huge buckle bomb. I guess that's kind of a little kind of, I don't know how to say it, kind of taunting Seth Rollins there, hitting the buckle bomb, then going in for the suck it, because Triple H and Seth Rollins did have probably the second best match we saw in all of these tournaments. Undertaker and Stone Cold undeniably being the best. And who knows, they might meet up again. If Triple H makes it to the finals of this and Seth Rollins makes it to the finals, then we could very well see Triple H versus Seth Rollins one more time. Okay, I feel like had The Rock not for some reason paused midway through, the CPU could have worked out how to jump off the apron there. It's a cool mechanic that they have in the game, and obviously it's not too hard for normal people to do. I just hate it when they don't program the CPU to be able to properly pull off moves that are already made into the game. Like, the CPU should know how to do every single move that it's allowed to do. And it should know how to set up those moves and execute them regardless of specific circumstances. Like, obviously if the person's in range for the move to be pulled off, they shouldn't have to be in an extremely specific spot for it to happen. It should just be able to be close enough the computer goes for it and it connects, because like in this game things don't always have to be spot on to connect properly. The game will kind of like just morph things a tad bit out of reality to make it happen. Yeah, that was obviously a rope break. See, but like rope break, that's one of the things I'm talking about. Like, sometimes you can look and see that a superstar's foot isn't necessarily, or arm isn't necessarily on the ropes or under the ropes like they have to be in real life for it to count as a rope break. But the game will see that, hey, they're within this certain range of the ropes, so it's close enough. Also, the Rock just got extremely unlucky with rope breaks there. Maybe we could say that Triple H got extremely lucky. But now, learning from his past mistakes, dragging Triple H away from the ropes. And in both 2 out of 3 falls and Iron Man matches, it's never a wise idea to straight away use your resiliency on the first fall. Oh, The Rock already building up 2. Using them back to back on Triple H. Doesn't that look familiar? The Rock hitting back to back moves. Okay, that gets him the first fall. The quickest that we've seen the first fall in these tournaments. See, that was kind of funny because on a different version of The Rock, Triple H used back to back pedigrees. And The Rock kicked out of the first 2, but on the third one, he was pinned. Now, The Rock as well one time hit back-to-back pedigrees, not pedigrees, rock bottoms on Hulk Hogan, but Hulk Hogan managed to kick out of both of them, and it wasn't until he got hit with a mandible claw from Mankind that he stayed down. And so now Triple H battling back out of this. I'm glad that they also incorporated the CPUs using more holds like that more often now, because they do that quite frequently in real life as well. I feel like there have been like some kind of updates to the game and like the CPU's mechanics throughout like the almost a year that this game has been out now, because like I see the stuff that they do and I notice them doing more and more things that I didn't see them doing like a year ago or even months ago when I wasn't really playing this game very much over the summer. But it's kind of cool. And also, like, most of the time when I played this game, it was me fighting against my friends, and every now and then I'd watch CPU matches, but these tournaments have really gotten me into watching the CPU compete more, and it's been really cool seeing all the superstars progress and find different ways to pull out victories in matches, because like it's just like real life kind of, because in a lot of these tournament matches you've seen where superstars haven't just done the generic signature finisher, get the win. Sometimes they do pull out victories off of like normal moves or a signature move, or just in ways that you wouldn't expect, and then they do, like you just saw then, reverse finishers and reverse signatures, and like will kick out of multiple finishers, as we saw with Undertaker and Stone Cold, how they both just kept kicking out of finisher after finisher. And you do see where they don't always try to perfectly set up the move, because we have seen multiple rope breaks off of finishers, or where the Undertaker that one time was too fatigued to go for the pinfall. And we also have the added surprise of mid-match run-ins, where people like Brock Lesnar will get involved. And also there was the time that Finn Balor kept distracting Triple H back in his tournament. I can't remember, I think that was the WHC Championship tournament, where Finn kept distracting Triple H. But yeah, so you do see things like that. And then Finn Balor ended up being in this tournament, lost the first round to AJ, but who knows, maybe he will come back and start playing mind games with Triple H again. Ooh, The Rock with a big counter there, showing off his agility. It's the float over swinging neck breaker. Oh no, Triple H reverses it midway through and gets a neck breaker of his own. That was a pretty smooth sequence there. See, that it's the kind of things like that that I love seeing, where the CPU will like go back and forth in those cool, unique ways like that that you'd see on TV, but like wouldn't expect to see in the game. And like when they're not extremely predictable with when they're going to start reversing stuff, and when they do have those smooth transitions, and it's not just like some kind of generic, Triple H is constantly doing the suck hit, man, but it's not just some generic reversal animation that you'd see all the time, and that you can obviously tell when they're going to reverse. Now they do still have a few that they haven't filtered out over the years, that are like old reversal animations that they've had for years and years in the games. But for the most part, it's like a lot of new, fresh stuff that hasn't been there very long, or that this is the first time that they've had it. And I can't remember. Is it The Rock? Yeah, I think The Rock is still 1-0 up on Triple H at the moment. And like I said previously, if it does occur where a tiebreaker is needed, I'm just going to skip the entrances, skip everything, and go straight into a normal match from there, you know, and it will act as a tiebreaker, like a sudden death round where there's no more timer and it's just the first person to get a pinfall wins. Now, sure, that will be helpful to them, because then it's not a full 15 minutes of them going at it necessarily. Triple H just collapsed there. I think he went into maybe dark red or purple body damage, because that's typically when they collapse and hold some part of their body, is when they go into one of the higher caliber body damages. such as like dark red, purple, or gray being the highest damage that a limb or midsection can get to. So yeah, that just goes to show the toll that this Iron Man match has already taken on Triple H. And this is, like I said, just the first round. So we still have many more matches to go. And all of these competitors still have, at the very least, 2 more matches to get through. Well, I mean, I guess at most, 2 more matches to get through. Rock is now 2 up on Triple H. We've been seeing this 2-up trend going on in the last 2 matches. I wonder if that'll continue, or if we'll see like a 1-to-1 at some point and then someone pulls out the last minute, or if it's 1-to-1 and the last second, or it's 1-to-1 and we see a draw and then I do have to do the sudden death. But now you see The Rock just trying to wear down the clock here while also wearing down Triple H at the same time. Once you get this much of a head start, you're pretty much good to go on the defense. Because, see, when you're just 1 up, then the other superstar still has a chance to tie it up, and then it's up to both of you to try your hardest to see who can get the first pinfall. But once you're 2 up, you're pretty much in good standings. Triple H doesn't really have time to be wasting here like that, though. You really have to try to get 2 more pinfalls from The Rock however he can. And you see what AJ did was he got one of his points by submission and then the second one by pinfall. But Triple H doesn't really have any strong submissions like that. And Triple H still wasting time here being flustered over The Rock kicking out of a simple spine buster when he needs to be focusing on getting in the pedigree now, which he does. And there it is. But now he's still, even if he does get the pin, only has just under 2 minutes to get a whole nother one. Okay, so he got the pin there. It's 2-1. Rock needs to be careful here. But Triple H also needs to up the ante and try to get another fall. He doesn't really have time to be using holds like this, unless he realizes that maybe he's going to lose, but he's still got the World Heavyweight Championship. And if he does lose, he might as well try to inflict as much punishment on The Rock as possible. Ooh, The Rock was definitely going for the rock bottom, man. No doubt about that. Triple H going for the pin, only gets a 1 count. Very close to it too. And the thing is, with matches like this, like 2 out of 3 falls in Iron Man matches, once you immediately get the pin, the other superstar, their damage goes back to a full red bar, and they also lose like a bit of their limb damage. So they actually basically get healed a bit essentially between falls. So you can't just like hit back-to-back-to-back finishers and stuff and just like rack up points like that, because then it becomes easier to kick out shortly after having already been pinned. So you'd have to like build up a whole nother finisher signatures with the damage and then hit that, and then you'd be good to go for a pin and possibly get another one. But they just don't like make it as easy as possible. This may be the first 3-1 lead that we've seen. Yep. I don't think AJ got that high against Finn, but I may be mistaken. This is, however, the second time that we've seen... Oh wow, The Rock won, but Triple H still going out defiantly with the suck it. That's pretty classic Triple H right there. Like, he's got his World Heavyweight Championship. He knows he's the game. He put up a good fight, but he's still going out with the last laugh, so to speak. Okay, I'm gonna skip through all these. But yeah, there we go. Rock is the winner. Triple H is just cleared out and left. How phenomenal is that? The phenomenal one versus the great one. The champ that runs the camp versus the most electrifying man in all of sports entertainment. That's just crazy to even say, but we'll see that in the next episode, guys. So, hope you all have enjoyed this tournament so far, and if you have, as usual, don't forget to rate, subscribe, comment, turn on notifications, do all that good stuff, and I will see you guys later. Goodbye.